Imagine having a board that is small, light, compact, and could get you from point A to B in a matter of minutes. Meet the Propel Sigma, which is one of Propel's new lineups of electric skateboards. If you have known Propel by now, they are a well-established brand that has mainly focused on off-road electric skateboards. The Propel Sigma is different. This is a very small, compact size mini board that has a different intention of use. This skateboard has a lot of unique features which I am going to dive into today, which will surprise you a lot. The amount of thought they have put into this board is amazing, and I can't stress enough how great this board is. So sit back and relax, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Starting off with the dimensions, this board will come at a length of 32.87 inches in length, 11 inches in width, and 6.89 inches in height. This is a nice compact size mini cruiser board. The deck is slightly longer than most cruiser electric skateboards out there, however the extended length will help you in terms of stability. The price that we are looking at this board is going to come around $899, which might sound like a steep price to a lot of users out there. However, the specs that I'm going to explain to you today is going to make up for this. If you look closely at the deck, there's no bits and pieces. The whole deck is a whole unibody carbon fiber deck that has implemented a built-in LED light system around the whole top part of the deck. These LED lights come with 4 different modes you could do on the remote. You also have a ambient lighting mode as well, which is like a rainbow circulating motion. Really cool as well. The animation you get out of these lights is honestly amazing, and there's a lot of settings you could play around on the remote. Another thing I just love about the design of this board is that you don't even know the fact that it's using foam grip tape. That's correct. This board is using foam grip tape, and the way they have implemented the design of the deck, the foam grip tape just sits in the board and you can't even see the edges sticking out. One thing I'm not a fan of for foam grip tape is how you'll have those edges sticking out. It kind of makes the board look a little bit unattractive. However, Propel has mastered this. With this foam grip tape, you will be getting a lot of ride comfort, especially with the carbon fiber deck. It will sort out those vibrations, especially when you are riding on those uneven surfaces, and help out your feet on long extensive rides. If you want to be seen at night as well, Propel has integrated a puck/tail light where if you pull the brake back, it will illuminate red from the rear with the Propel logo. Now you could also use this tail light as a puck. However, I wouldn't recommend it just because how beautiful this board looks. I wouldn't even want to scratch this carbon fiber deck. Now if we just quickly dive into the weight of this board only weighs around 18.95 pounds. This board is insanely light. For 18 pounds, you're gonna get that out of a budget board that has a 216 or 180 watt hour battery. This board has a 468 watt hour battery. This battery is a 13S 2P battery that is using Samsung 50S cells. This battery is no joke. They are using very premium and quality cells. I can't stress this enough that they are fitting a 468 watt hour battery in such a small compact board, which is honestly amazing. You wouldn't even be able to tell there's a battery this large in a deck that small. The ESC they are using is the custom Propel Pro FOC ESC that is pushing around 45 amps of current. It might sound like it's pushing low current, but for the wheel size and the drivetrain it has, it is pushing really good decent power. Now that Propel has been customizing these ESCs and delivering a better power output, it is now making it more tame, and more customers are most likely going to like this board. If we look at my most favorite part about this board, it has to be the palm remote. This remote is the Propel Palm Remote, which has a 1.48 inch OLED screen built to perfection. Propel went fully out on this one. This remote is really unique. I really like how they did with the design. The attention of detail they put into this remote is amazing. If you just look at the lanyard, it's literally made out of leather. What e-skate company would do that? Even have their logo implemented where you would fasten the lanyard on your wrist. The attention to detail is really well thought of. Now if we look at these motors, they are using a dual 2252 watt belt drive motors. These motors reasonably have enough power to accelerate and launch you up those hills. With this 13S battery, you are able to climb up hills around 27 miles per hour with no issue at all. From such a small compact board, you wouldn't be expecting this board to deliver that much power. The braking power that this board also has is very impressive as well. I was literally able able to pull back on the remote throttle and the board would stop on a downhill incline. Plus, if you want, you could go on a remote and turn on the smart reverse feature, which allows the board to slowly move in reverse around 2 to 3 miles per hour, which could help you a lot, especially if you're braking down a hill. The drivetrain of this board is a belt drive and it is using a 2.6 gear ratio. It is fair power delivery for such a small compact board. Looking at the trucks of this board, it is a 10.5 inch CNC reverse kingpin truck, and Propel will give you 2 sets of bushings that come with this board. The bushings equipped on the board are the 99A barrel bushings, and then you also have a 95A barrel bushing if you want to have a more easier turning radius. The top speed of this mini board will be around 31 miles per hour. Honestly, 31 miles per hour is such a crazy speed for a small board like this. I think 31 miles per hour is enough for what you're getting out of this board, especially as a city commuter. You're not going to be exceeding more than 25 miles per hour, especially with traffic and just people walking around everywhere. The wheels that Propel will be using are a 88mm urethane wheel. If you do look at the wheels, Propel has implemented their own wheel caps. You have never seen this on electric skateboards before, and honestly it looks great. I think more electric skateboards should do this. I do love these 88mm. For a board like this, its compact size, it makes the ride feel very nimble. You're able to turn really easily and dodge and maneuver. And what I also really love about these wheels is if you do set your brake to 100% on the remote and you just pull it back, this board is really easy to slide. Especially if you're riding on a college campus, you are able to just drift around and just make those corners very easily. Charging time with this board is going to be around 3 hours with their standard 3 amp charger. However, if you want to be on the go, Propel also sells a 5 amp fast charger that should charge this board under 2 hours. Now, one thing that makes this board very unique is the charging port. It is very discreet. I've never seen a charging port so hidden, especially on a board like this. So if you look at the front truck right here, there's a little tab. You just lift it up. The charging port is literally located right behind the base plate of the front truck. It is very well hidden and very discreet. Honestly, I love how they implemented this design. It just makes the board very well put together. If you look right behind the board, right around the rear truck base plate, they have implemented the power button. This is a very seamless, very clean design, and the chance of water getting into these areas is very low. You also have a Type-C charging module that is located on the front base plate as well, where you could charge your device or your remote if you're on the go. You also have a battery indicator right next to that USB-C port where you could see the battery of your board. Everything has been really well implemented from Propel, and I can't thank them enough. After explaining all these features about this board, it is quite understandable why it is even worth around this price range. Me personally, I wouldn't complain myself. If you are a commuter in the city, or a student that dorms on a very large college campus, or a frat member who has the Sigma Greek alphabet symbol in their frat, this board is a great addition to your everyday life where you could just commute from point A to B, or grab food, or just go anywhere you want, be fast, zippy, nimble, and be flashy at the same time. Propel has really nailed it for the e-skate industry of how a mini board should look like, and I can't stress enough, they did a really good job, and I hope they keep innovating. If you do want to buy this board, you can check it out in the description below. It'll take you right to their website, and you can use my code to save some extra money off. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please leave a like and hit the subscribe button to check out my other videos. Anyways guys, I'll see you in the next one.